What's up, guys? Anthony and Tara here for Rev 3 Games at E3. We're covering all the press conferences, and oh my god, we saw Tomb Raider gameplay.
Tomb Raider! Oh,
Finally,
God.
some gameplay. I was pretty excited by this.
I was really excited. This has kind of restored my faith in this game.
Let's be honest, the franchise has kind of fallen off over the years a little bit, and this was just such a renewed effort. I feel like I've seen the tightest gameplay that we have ever seen in a Tomb Raider.
Yeah, and you were saying before this, you know, like, all the glimpses that we've seen of Lara Croft up until now have been this very, like, I don't want to say weak, but, like, she sounds helpless.
I thought they were going to Other M her. I thought they were going to do like they did to Samus and Other M and make her kind of like a scared little baby, but this was not a scared little baby.
No, she was a total badass in this, and she took a beating.
They
wailed on her.
I think out of a 10-minute or a 5-minute gameplay demo, there were 12 seconds where Lara Croft was not getting hit with something.
Yeah, or like blowing people up with fire and gas.
So let's talk about this gameplay. Lara's got this bow and arrow. And we're walking, and we see that she's coming up on one dude, and she kind of snipes him with a bow and arrow. And then you find out all the other guys have submachine guns.
Yeah.
And you just go by, picking them off with this bow and arrow. There's some really cool environmental stuff going on.
Yeah, a lot of barriers to break down.
Specifically, you can set an arrow tip on fire, we saw. And these guys are, I guess, mining oil or something illegally, and you can just set the oil on fire.
Yeah, a lot of areas where you can just kind of use the environment to your advantage. There was another part where she, like, rolls down some barrels, and they just hit a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, there was a part where she knocks a lantern from over somebody's head, and they both get set on fire. The fluidity in this was what impressed me the most, because Tomb Raider has never been a game that's known for very fluid combat, fluid movement, fluid gameplay. There's a part that stuck out to me where she jumps onto a zip line, and it wasn't like walk up to the zip line, push A or anything like that. You just run up to it, and she is zip lining. I think they've taken like a lot of cues from Uncharted, from Assassin's Creed. They've like really learned a lot about how to make Lara move. After the zip line, we saw things get even more intense.
She falls down a waterfall.
Yeah.
Like 10 of them in a row. Then she parachutes off a cliff.
Yeah.
And her parachute fails.
Then a backup shoot happens.
Yeah.
And then she just like falls to the ground. She hits like 10 trees on the way down.
That poor woman.
Lara Croft takes a beating. One other thing that I want to mention, in addition to this sort of environmental interaction and stuff, every time we were picking these dudes off, we are seeing experience points happening.
Yeah, that was very interesting. I actually didn't even notice it at first because it's not really totally obvious in your face.
So I'm wondering what's going to happen there. Perhaps, archery skills, perhaps your climbing or something abilities. I don't know. I want to know more about that system for sure. And then we got one final surprise at the end of this thing where we were told that there's going to be some DLC. And that is a timed exclusive to the Xbox.
Yeah, quite a few of those at the press conference, actually.
So we don't know what that DLC is going to be. We don't know what the details of that are. We also don't know where the tombs are.
No.
I have not seen any tombs.
I want to know where the tomb's at.
Where are the tombs at? But don't worry, guys. I'm going to be talking to the developers tomorrow. I'm going to find out about the tombs. I'm going to try to get some more information on this DLC. Definitely going to try to find out about this this leveling mechanic, because that's super new for Tomb Raider, and I'm pretty excited about it. So be sure that you've subscribed here. That's youtube.com/rev3games, revision3.com/games, and of course on Twitter @rev3games. And you and Max over on the Detoid channel are doing some nice bird's eye sort of overviews of these press conferences.
We did a wrap-up of the Microsoft press conference this morning. We're going to have ones for Sony, Nintendo, and probably EA and Ubisoft as well.
Very cool. So be sure that in addition to subscribing to all of those other things I said before, you are also subscribed to youtube.com/Detoid. We're going to be posting tons of stuff on both channels all week, because it's E3 and there are video games here.
I want to know about tombs.
I gotta know about these tombs.